How to get out of this?
Don't lose your face over a credit card. Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. Transfer the balance of another credit card to a People's Bank credit card with the lowest interest rate and pay it off through monthly installments. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
In a few moments, the news.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. More details at peoplesbank.lk.
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(1:15). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Soundithavam. The budget for next year will be submitted on the 17th of this month. The cultivation for the Maha season has begun. The Transport Minister emphasises that buses should operate according to the health guidelines. 12 persons have been taken into custody for violating health regulations. A hotline for people seeking ambulance services. In world news, the Australian police fined 46 victims of the global child abuse network. The Committee Council of the Parliamentary Affairs was held at the Parliamentary Complex under the patronage of the Speaker, Mahindayapa Abeyewardena, this morning. Deputy General Secretary of Parliament, Neil Iddawala, told the SLBC that a decision has been taken to submit the budget for next year on the evening of the 17th of this month. The second reading of the budget will be held from the 18th to the 21st of this month. Transport Minister Gamini Lokuge says that the bus operation should be carried out according to the health guidelines. Participating in the Torrington operation programme of the SLBC, he said that 200 dilapidated buses will be renovated and added to the service from the 1st of January 2021. He also stated that 200 new buses will be added to the service of the Sri Lanka Transport Board. Participating in the programme, police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said that 12 persons who were not wearing face masks were taken into custody yesterday. He further said that keeping a social distance is extremely essential to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Police spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said today a special ambulance service has been introduced in the lockdown areas in Colombo and the suburbs. He said people living in the lockdown areas can obtain the service in an emergency through the hotline 011 3422 558. That's 011 3422 558. He said 27 police divisions and 5 Grama Seva divisions have been further isolated. The essential service for the people in these areas will be supplied continuously. Permission has been given to the people who are engaged in essential services. He said measures have been taken to relocate the Manning Market to Paliagoda temporarily. The National Operational Centre to Prevent the Spread of the Coronavirus 19 says that 430 corona-infected persons have been identified this morning. The overall infected persons reported from the Minuangoda cluster now stands at 11,230. Out of this, 1,041 infected persons are from the Minuangoda apparel factory and 1,007 from the Paliagoda fish market. The other 9,180 persons are associates of the apparel factory and the fish market clusters. Meanwhile, 50 persons arrived in the island from Dubai last night. Another 110 from Ethiopia and 270 from Dubai arrived in the island. 66 persons from Mumbai are to arrive in the island today. All of them will be directed to quarantine centres. 8,272 PCR tests were conducted yesterday. 657 persons left from hospitals after complete recoveries. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. More details at peoplesbank.lk.
State Minister Nima Lanza says that action will be taken to uplift the rural economy through the development of rural infrastructure facilities. He made this comment participating in the initial work of the Rural Development Project in the Matale district yesterday. This program has been implemented in every district under the advice of the President and the Prime Minister. He said the planting of 2 million saplings has already commenced. The Commissioner General of State Languages, Prince Senadira, says that a new circular for language efficiency for the state employees has been released. Accordingly, permission has been given to the State Language Department and the State Language Training Institute to conduct relevant courses. These courses will be conducted free of charge after the easing of the quarantine rules in the country. That's local news.
Save your card with the balance transfer facility from People's Bank. Transfer the balance of another credit card to a People's Bank credit card with the lowest interest rate. More details at www.peoplesbank.lk.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The Director General of Agriculture, WMW Veerakun, says that plans have been made to cultivate 817,000 hectares of paddy lands for the Maha season. He also said that there was a successful harvest from the last Yalla season. Therefore, the farmers are enthusiastically engaged in the cultivation activities of the Maha season. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Focusing on Watchlight, the residents in Valapitiya say that the Kusalkanda Community Hall belonging to the Divitura Pradesha Sabha has been abandoned without use. The residents also point out that this hall is being used for other purposes. They request the relevant authorities to renovate this community hall and re-establish its service. This is for the attention of the chairman of the Valapitiya Divitura Pradesha Sabha and came to you in Watchlight. Moving on to a bulletin of world news in the headlines. The Australian police fined 46 victims of global child abuse network. Biden defends Obamacare as top court hears case. And the US and Taiwan to hold economic dialogue on the 20th of this month. The Australian police say they have rescued 46 children and arrested 14 men after an investigation into an international child abuse network. The victims were allegedly subject to crimes including sexual abuse and other forms of exploitation. The investigation also led to 3 arrests in the US and had identified suspects in Europe, Asia, Canada and New Zealand, the authorities said. The case is believed to be one of the biggest of its kind in Australia. All the victims were aged between 16 months and 15 years of age, the Australian Federal Police AFP said. 16 of the victims had attended one childcare centre. President-elect Joe Biden has vowed to defend the Affordable Care Act, the public health insurance scheme passed when he was vice president, as the US Supreme Court considers a case attempting to strike down the law. The Democrats said the court effort was an attempt by far-right ideologues to undermine access to health care. The comments came as the US faces an unrelenting coronavirus pandemic. Democrats made protecting the law a key election issue. The US government says it will hold fresh economic talks with Taiwan in Washington, D.C. on November 20th. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told reporters on Tuesday that the Under-Secretary of State Keith Crouch will lead the Economic Prosperity Partnership dialogue. Crouch visited Taiwan in September. Pompeo described Taiwan as a vibrant democracy and a reliable partner. He said the dialogue signifies the strong economic relationship between the US and Taiwan. He added that items on the agenda include safe and secure supply chains and 5G security. The US government under President Donald Trump has been increasing its involvement in Taiwan's security. It has already decided to sell military drones and other equipment to Taiwan. Back to the headlines of the world news. The Australian police fined 46 victims of global child abuse network. Biden defends Obamacare as top court hears case. And the US signed Taiwan to hold economic dialogue on the 20th of this month. And that concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development News is brought to you by...
My wife always sets a full lunch table even if it's just the two of us. She always expects people to drop by, like maybe the army.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others. When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves. Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super Kiyanne Nikang Neve.
In development news, several roads in the Jaffna and Kilinochchi districts will be developed and carpeted. Measures will be taken to develop 500 kilometers of roads in the Jaffna district and 161 kilometers of roads in Kilinochchi. The rural road development will be initiated under the government's program, and that came to you in development news.
When Tati bought a new family car, it wasn't just for the four of us.
It's a 10-seater van. Enough for friends and relatives too.
Mummy insisted on building an extra room in our new house. Well, you never know who'll come to stay. We need more pillows too.
When I was studying late, Nangi would come by to help.
No, I don't know physics, but I do know you need a Munchie Super Cream Cracker.
In whatever we do, we Sri Lankans are always thinking of others.
When we get Munchie Super Cream Crackers, they're not just for ourselves.
Munchie Super Cream Cracker, Super Kiyanne Nikang Neve.
Moving on to sports news, the Mumbai Indians secured a fifth Indian Premier League title with a 5-wicket win over the Delhi Capitals in the final under coach Mahela Javardhana. Mumbai, the most successful team in IPL history, chased 157 with 8 balls to spare as captain Rohit Sharma scored 68. KL Rahul was the highest scorer of the Kings 11 team of the IPL tournament by making 670 runs. Shikhar Dhawan of the Delhi Capitals secured the second place with 618 runs, while David Warner of the Sunrisers was in third place scoring 548 runs. That's sports news. Business news up next.
Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. NSV Wings. Reach out the high goals.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The government will shortly be kicking off the Ceylon Black Tea campaign with a lion logo, targeting 12 countries such as Russia, Ukraine, Japan, China and the Middle Eastern countries. The campaign will target special attention amongst the younger generation, creating awareness that Ceylon tea comes from Sri Lanka and its logo is the lion logo, using digital and social media, web posts and video clippings. That's business news. We look at economic news next.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The wait is over and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSV Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSV Wings. Reach out the high goals.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
The ICRA Lanka Rating Agency says that based on their predictive models, they expect the Sri Lankan economy to contract by 8.2 to 10.9% in 2020. The report says that the third quarter of 2020 was shaping up to be the turning point from the depths of economic contraction, but the fast escalation of the second wave of the corona infections throughout the island towards the end of the quarter quickly dimmed the hopes for continued recovery. That's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah,
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
On to the weather report to conclude. The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the island after 1 p.m. Showers will occur at several places in the northern and eastern provinces and in the coastal areas of the Hambantota district during the morning too. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabragamuwa and central provinces and in the Galle, Matara, Jaffna, Mullaitivu and Kilinochchi districts. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The budget for next year will be submitted on the 17th of this month. The cultivation for the Maha season has begun. The Transport Minister emphasises that buses should operate according to the health guidelines. 12 persons have been taken into custody for violating health regulations. A hotline for people seeking ambulance services. And the Australian police fined 46 victims of global child abuse network.